Yo, yo. Yo, yo. Get this thing cracking. Boom, 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 bam. Welcome to the Great Debate Show. Welcome to the Great Debate Show. Let me let a few more people get in here on this side. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic Friday. Hope you had a great week. Let's get it cracking. This is the Great Debate Show. I'm your favorite Uncle JJ. And as always, I got something to say. I'm back in the dungeon. Better than ever, baby. Up in this bitch. And I got quite a few things to talk about. NFL Week 7. Got a few predictions. Want to talk about the Cincinnati Bengals. Are you more impressed with the Bengals or more disappointed with the Steelers after last night's Thursday night thriller? The Unk Bowl is what they're calling it. The Unk Bowl. Yeah, those guys are my age. Actually, I'm a little older than them, but the Unk Bowl. What a game we had last night. Are you impressed? I've actually got a chance to still be right with my Bengals versus 49ers Super Bowl pick. I know everybody's leaving the 49ers left for dead. I know people thought the Bengals were dead, but don't you get the strangest feeling that Joe Flacco is like trying to get back a lot sooner than mid-December now? I had the funniest feeling that the Bengals would win this game, but I said, no, don't do it. Go ahead and ride with the Steelers because me being biased, I keep hearing the Niners are going to trade for Trey Hendrickson, so I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I hope the Bengals get dragged by 30. But I knew better. The Bengals are not dead, and if they can just keep their head above the water and just float around 500 by the time Joe Burrow gets back, which is going to be sooner than he probably needs to come back, the Bengals still got a shot. There's nobody in the AFC that's dominating, that's scary, that's dangerous. The Bengals is the team that could be dangerous, and they're actually kind of playing defense now. Don't look now, but they're kind of playing defense. Hey, I talked about college football week 8. I got those college football picks up right now. I dropped that episode yesterday. If you missed it, go check it out on the YouTube channel. Plenty of content that you all are missing out on. If you haven't saw it, please go check that out. I talked about Jacob Fatu's injury, Seth Rollins' injury, a lot of WWE news, all of that on yesterday's episode. I've got a little bit more wrestling news for today as well. So let's get this thing started, shall we? Just trying to give everybody time to get in here. I know it's a Friday afternoon. I'm catching some people on their lunch hour. I'm catching some people on their commute home from work. Whether you're in the gym, whether you're at the office, whether you're still on the job, if you can take a minute to listen to Unc, please do. How are y'all doing today? Mikey, what's up with you, brother? He says, good afternoon, Uncle JJ. I'm doing good. How are you? I'm fine, man. What's up, Joefy Joe? In the building? The Patriots are on the road. I knew he was going to say that. They are. Last night was a great game. It was, man. B. Wayne, what's up with you, brother? He said, what up, though? You all are what's up. I got some news to tell you, y'all. I got some news for y'all, man. We're going to talk about the Cincinnati Bengals and why I still could be right with my Bengals versus 49ers Super Bowl pick. Why Joe Burrow may come back sooner than he needs to, just like Brock Purdy did. They both have toe injuries. What a theory I got for y'all. Give me a second. And Andrade is banned from the WWE. They gave the AEW a cease and desist order yesterday. I'll drop that episode, but I've got a little bit more news for you. And if you think the WWE was bad in 2025, you ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till 2026. Because the word on the street in the IWC, the independent wrestling community, is that the WWE is about to start using AI for storytelling. Yes, you heard me correct. The WWE is about to start using AI for storytelling. I think they've already been doing that this year, if you want to be real, but can we all start watching the WWE now? I mean, seriously. AI for storytelling. I got a huge story for you in a moment. But first, let me speak to everybody, and then I'm going to talk about Uncle Flacco and Uncle Rogers last night in the Unk Bowl. What a Thursday night game, man. What a Thursday night game. What's up to Mikey, B. Wayne, Joefy Joe, and all my good people over on YouTube. I'm live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, and good old TikTok. What's up to Dave? WWE is better than AEW. Yeah, but that's not saying much, Dave. What's up, Russell? What's up, Kid Akin? Kid Daking? I missed that. Ramiro Garza, how you doing, man? Still DRE. Thank you for joining me and thank you for sharing the live stream. I encourage more of you to share this live stream. I encourage all of my viewers to share, subscribe, follow. What's up, Oscar? I'll talk about all the NFL news in one moment, Oscar. Jay, what's up, man? Bang, bang, back at you. Garlic, what's up, man? Drake London and Bijan is going to be a big-time test for this defense. Yes, it is, brother. Bijan Robinson is looking like the best running back in football right now, by the way. How you doing, Jay? Thank you. Abe, what's going on? We going to shock the world, says Abe. Okay. Hit a plug, what's up? Thank y'all. Justin, BD, Sabir, David, Garlic 10, The Crazy Section, Larry, Billy, YVES, Philidor 13, Jason, Joshin, Warts 47, Roman, Toy Poodle, Homie. Thank y'all for joining me right now. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I really do appreciate it. Okay, y'all, last night, the Cincinnati Bengals had a hell of a game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I went with the Steelers, so I'm going to go ahead and still say I was wrong. But I told y'all, if y'all caught yesterday's episode, which is on the YouTube channel right now, I gave my prediction, and I said, man, look, I want to pick the Bengals, but I guess I'll go with the Steelers. But mainly it was because Trey Hendrickson is out, and I knew that was the reason why they would win. Nobody expected they would win without him. Not only that, it was the fact that I wanted the Steelers to beat the Bengals because the more games the Bengals lose, the closer that Trey Hendrickson could possibly get traded. I got some interesting news about Trey Hendrickson and what the Bengals want for him. They don't want that high first-round pick, second-round pick that they were asking for at first. I think they finally came to their senses. Now, there's rumors that the 49ers, Cowboys, and a few other teams are going to be in the hunt for Trey Hendrickson's services. However, he's going to be a free agent. So you would think that the Bengals have really, they really have no leeway. They really are stuck. They just got to just give up what they can. We'll find out. But it seems like the Bengals are saying now they want a young player and a mid-round draft pick in return for Trey Hendrickson. Now, I don't know if Trey Hendrickson is really hurt or not. Last week, he left the game against the Green Bay Packers due to a back injury. But we heard that this week, he didn't play last night against the Pittsburgh Steelers because of a hip injury. I don't know if this is serious or not. If it is, I don't want any dealings with him. But that would be what the Niners would do. Go acquire somebody who's already injured, right? I think it's probably just game that they're running on most teams, or they just don't want anybody to really come trade for him because they still want to keep him to see how the rest of these next couple of games go. Or, hey, look, we're just going to sit you so you don't hurt yourself, so you don't hurt yourself and hurt your trade value. But with the Bengals winning last night, that kind of just hurts everything. So my question to you all is, do the Bengals even trade Trey Hendrickson now after the win, where they have now gotten the 3-4? They started the season 2-0 after 4 straight losses. Now they come back and they win. They're 3-4. Next week, I think they have the Jets, which could get them back to 3-3. And then after the Jets, I think they have the Chicago Bears. Now that was a toss-up, but I think they can beat the Bears. And the Bengals could be 4-3 in the next couple of weeks. And well, we'd be getting a little bit closer to Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is not scheduled to come back until mid-December, but a report came out yesterday stating that he's on pace to still make that return at that time. No setbacks. Not pushing it back to Christmas or January. If they make the playoffs, he can return. No, it's mid-December. And after we saw from the other Joe last night, Joe Flacco, I would not be surprised if he's trying to come back around Thanksgiving or something. We will see. Do you all think Trey Hendrickson will get traded now that they have won and the next couple of games are winnable? At least it looks like it. Or do you just think that that's the Steelers being the Steelers? Not as good as some people think. Everybody started getting high and mighty on the Steelers. I gave them their flowers last week, but I never had them winning this game when I did my AFC North predictions. This was a loss for me in Cincinnati for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I had them starting off 4-1 after their first 5 games, and that's exactly where they are. So they are exactly where I had the Bengals at 4-2 after leaving Cincinnati at the end of week 7. Don't ask why I didn't pick them last night, because I did not. Most of it was my bias. Man, we still got a chance to get Trey Hendrickson. And I know I'm the dude that said, man, the Niners shouldn't try to acquire anybody. Just let this thing ride out and keep developing your young talent. But the Niners seem to still be saying, hey, man, we're high on Trey Hendrickson. He's a good fit, and we want him if we can get him for reasonable compensation. And I don't know what the Niners consider reasonable compensation, but let's see. All right. Are the Bengals going to trade Hendrickson now? If they beat the Jets, we keep trading. Okay, we got a Bengal fan in here. Thank you for that comment, brother. Nerd OTC. I'm just going to call you OTC. All right? Let me acknowledge you for a minute. Okay, Nerd just said he has to be a Bengal fan. He said if they beat the Jets, we, as in Bengals, keep Trey Hendrickson. I like that. And I think you're right. What if Joe Burrow versus Brock Purdy in the Super Bowl? Toe versus toe. Toe injury versus toe injury. I'm only saying that because that was my Super Bowl pick and I would like to be right. That and, well, it's my team and I would love for us to be in the Super Bowl and I would love for the 31-year curse to be over. Yesterday I did an episode called The 31-Year Curse of the San Francisco 49ers. To all my Niner fans, if you have not saw that episode yet, please do. It's on YouTube right now. And it would have been on TikTok had I knew that they don't take episode uploads unless it's under 60 minutes. And my dumb ass did this episode that lasted for 60 minutes and like 30 seconds. Silly me. But anyway, it's on the YouTube channel. The Great Debate Show is available on all social media platforms. The YouTube link is in the description right here on TikTok. Go check that out, Niner Gang. It's a breakdown of all the 31 years that we have not won a Super Bowl. Basically 31 reasons in 31 years. I talk about the infamous timeout from Jim Harbaugh in Super Bowl 47. If you're a Niner fan, you know what I mean. I talked about number 10 and his muff punts in 2011 NFC Championship. I talked about the one team that kept us from winning 3 or 4 Super Bowls in the 90s as well. Y'all know who that team is. Not in the Dallas Cowboys. It's a pretty good cut. So if y'all got time, please go check all of that content out on the YouTube channel. Okay, y'all. A Bengal fan has just said that if they beat the Jets next week, they're not trading Trey Hendrickson. I, for one, believe that too. But here's my question, though, to the Bengal fan nerd and to everybody else that's watching. You're not going to get anything for Trey Hendrickson? You're just going to let this thing ride out? Maybe they think they actually can take it to the Super Bowl, like Niner fans think that we shouldn't give up on this season either. But he's a free agent, and you won't get anything for him unless you're going to pay him to keep him. And, well, they had all offseason to do that, and they didn't do it. So this will be interesting to see between now and November the 4th. Had the Bengals lost last night, we probably would have been closer to having Trey Hendrickson because I got ecstatic when they said a mid-round pick in young talent. Y'all, the 49ers got plenty of young talent. Jair Brown, if they need a safety, so let me give you Jair Brown and a 5th-round draft pick. That's not that bad. I think that's actually doable. That's kind of a fair trade, I guess. But again, I think the Niners should only go for Troy anyway if they want to keep him past the 2025 season. How can they pay him past the 2025 season? I don't know. Ask Purdy to take a rework his deal. Ask Nick Bosa to rework his deal. If you don't trade Bosa, ask Brandon Ayuk to rework his deal. There's ways that they can make room to do it, but I don't want to give up much for somebody who's only going to be there for 8 games. But Joe Flacco did look pretty good. Before we, just praise him too much or overreact, I will say this, and this is no shade to Flacco. This is the same guy that just got benched in Cleveland. The difference is he's not in Cleveland. He's throwing to the greatest wide receiver tandem in football right now today, Jamar Chase. Thank y'all for the likes too. I appreciate it. What's up, Benjamin? How you doing? Thank you for liking the live. B. Wayne, I'm gonna get to some more comments in 1 second. But you're throwing to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Noah Fant. Boy, has he had he's having some type of a rejuvenation. Like he's really rejuvenated his career. Do they still have Gesicki, the other tight end, or is it just Noah Fant? Either way, man, they got some targets, and he's hitting them. Jamar Chase, 16 catches, 160-something yards, and a touchdown. Great game, great offense. What a difference a week makes. It was all good just a week ago. Joe Burrow is going to come back a lot sooner than he needs to, I guarantee. But I think that we should actually say that, yes, the Bengals were more impressive, and this was more about the Bengals than it was the Steelers losing. The only question for the Steelers, I would say, is what happened to their defense? Where in the hell were they at? For the most part, besides one play that I can think of, Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, they were non-factors. Jalen Ramsey, man. My Florida State Seminole, oh man, it looked bad. It was so bad that they took him off of Jamar Chase. And then it was still 50-50 when he was covering T. Higgins. Just not a good night for Jalen Ramsey. Not a good look for the defense at all. Secondary looked pretty bad. But then again, that's what happens when you go against the best wide receiver duo in football today, which helped Joe Flacco out a lot. Let's give credit to Zach Taylor, somebody who's on the hot seat still. What's saving his job is that Joe Burrow got injured, and Joe Flacco is actually going to save his ass. He was actually dialing it up last night with the play call. Got to give him his credit too. Did you see the run option by Flacco? Oh my God. Great Unk Bowl, man. Joe Flacco, 3 touchdowns, outdueled Rodgers, who had 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, with a game-winning field goal drive in the 33-31 win versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Bengals won the Unk Bowl on Thursday Night Football. It was really good. And my question to you again was, do the Bengals now trade Hendrickson or no? They might think they can win the division now. Actually, they can. 3-4. I think they're going to go 4-4. I mean, I'm sorry. 3-4. Next week they play the Jets. They'll go 4-4 more than likely. And then the Bears. I don't know if that's in Chicago or Cincinnati, but it really doesn't matter. The Bengals can play in cold weather. They play in Cincinnati. So if they go to Chicago, it's better to go to Chicago now than in December. I think they'll go 4-3, and if they go over 500, no, they probably won't give up Trey Hendrickson. Then again, they didn't look bad without him last night, so I don't know. We'll see. What are the 49ers going to do if they can't get him? It seems like they're still making phone calls for an edge rusher to replace Nick Bosa. And I think they're just going to slide Tatum Bethune. He's going to continue to play in Fred Warner's place. We will see Nick Martin. Did I say that right? Yeah, Nick Martin. Is it Nick Martin? the rookie, we will see him, but it's going to be on special teams. The 49ers play the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday Night Football. Everybody's picking Atlanta to win. I told you all that's what they would do after the Falcons upset the Bills, which I called it. I knew that everybody would say, well, of course they're going to beat the depleted, banged-up 49ers, right? Do we have our work cut out for us stopping Bijan? Yes. He's arguably the best football player in the game right now. But we'll beat him. Kittle's coming back. That means the run blocking will be a little bit better, even though I hate to use him for that only. I would much love to see Kittle run routes, make plays. But as bad as the run blocking has been in San Francisco, Kyle is licking his chops right now. Kittle's going to be blocking his ass off. Is this the first game win for Flacco as a Bengal? Yes, because he lost last week in Green Bay. But I told you all, they hung in that game with Green Bay. And Green Bay looked average. That's why I kind of knew they would beat Pittsburgh last night. B. Wayne said Ramsey got 8 up. He sure enough did. I felt bad for my dog, man. 2 interceptions for Rodgers as well, first half. Yeah, one of them was stupid. Aaron Rodgers has been doing a lot of arguing. Did you see him get mad at his offensive lineman for tackling him to the ground after the touchdown pass? He didn't mean to do it, but yeesh. I've got some John Cena news for you, too. It appears that he may be facing Gunther for his last match at Saturday night's main event. I think he's going to get the Intercontinental title from Dirty Dom and be a Grand Slam champion. There could be a Cena title run considered. And again, y'all, Jericho is coming back to WWE, and there's already a potential retirement tour scheduled for him and AJ Styles. I don't have a problem with these guys getting retirement tours, but I really think it should just be a retirement match. Damn. Paul Levesque, a.k.a. Triple Fraud, Triple Nose. Triple H is so bad at this booking, he's relying on retirement tours, because of his lack of creative. And I'm about to tell you about the AI shit in a minute. Y'all gonna laugh y'all ass off at this. Man, y'all better not be going to no WWE shows. It's gonna be booked by AI. And the reason for it is so Triple H can tend to more of his White House political duties. Now, y'all told me that screw The Rock, keep The Rock away from the WWE because he's not committed to WWE wrestling because he's a movie star. Well, Triple H isn't committed to the WWE either because he's a politician these days. It's time to start the hashtag fire Triple H stuff again. Let's get that shit back cracking. This is ridiculous. Anyway, good game for the Bengals. Congratulations to Cincinnati. And let's start looking at some of those guys from the Jets. To Niner fans, if we're going to replace Bosa, it's going to have to be a Will McDonald IV or a Jermaine Johnson from the Jets. Maybe a Jalen Phillips from Miami Dolphins. We're not going to get Hendrickson. And I kind of don't blame the Bengals right now. One, because they are about to get back over 500. And two, they're stubborn as fuck. Nobody is more stubborn than the front office in Cincinnati. They will let that dude be a free agent and get nothing for him before they give him to another team and let them benefit off of a player that came from their roster. They're just really that stubborn and that petty. Anyway, in other news, James Harden's fitness is in question. What a surprise. The Clippers scout doesn't think that James Harden is in the greatest of shape, according to Brian Windhorst. And F1 is going to Apple TV. Yeah, the motorsport, according to motorsport.com, Apple is taking over the broadcasting rights from ESPN starting in 2026 with a $700 million deal. Damn. Make you get all ugly in the face when you see it, right? $700 million of them things. I don't watch race cars that much. Puka Nacua is ruled out Sunday. The Rams wide receiver is dealing with an ankle injury, and he will not suit up in London versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. He is good, but he does get hurt a lot. He does. Ace Bailey is showing some potential for the 76ers over there in the NBA preseason. Cooper Flagg has been lighting it up, and he's going to be a starter. Jason Kidd got paid because, well, they got tired of him. The Knicks want him. Yeah, they signed Mike Brown, but they still want Jason Kidd. So they went ahead and gave him his extension. Cena confirms his last match for December 13th. It will be his final in-ring match. He doubled down on that. Mike McDaniel shuts down trade buzz. The Dolphins head coach says all rumors involving his team are baseless. Can we just fire him? Get this shit over with. And let's just trade these guys away. Their season is over. And they're stuck with their quarterback. That's why I say F the market. When has Tua shown that he's worth $53 million a year since he's gotten it? He hasn't. Joel Embiid is cleared for preseason action. What? Joel to make his debut tonight versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's some good news because yesterday I gave you all some news that Paul George is not ready. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I gave y'all my NBA predictions for the 2025-2026 season, and I gave you 1 through 8, all my seeds from 1 through 8. Next week, I'll give you the whole playoff picture and who I think will win the NBA championship. But one reason why the Sixers didn't make that list from 1 through 8 is because I don't trust them. I don't trust them to stay healthy. But if they do stay healthy, y'all, I'm not going to lie. Embiid, Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, and the 76ers, I know it's the 76ers, but they could be in the top half of the Eastern Conference, especially with no Tatum and no Halliburton. You know, Trayvon Diggs is out for Sunday versus the Washington Commanders. He won't play Sunday due to a concussion. Terry McLaurin is not playing either versus the Cowboys. The Commanders wide receiver has a quad injury and he won't play, so he's still out for week 7. It's funny how they don't play when they get the contract, man. Everybody kept saying, when we go pay Scary Terry? When we go pay Scary Terry? Now that you paid him, now look. He ain't played since like what, week 3? The Miami Heat are waiting on the 2027 free agent class. Miami keeping the cap sheet clean in preparation for a possible historic class that will include Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, and more. That's according to ESPN. Damn. Let me read that one more time. Hell, if they can get this shit, I'd wait too. Pat Riley trying to pull a 2010 out of his ass when he went and got Bosh and LeBron James to teammate with Dwayne Wade. The Heat are waiting on the 2027 free agent class. Miami keeping cap sheet clean in preparation for possible historic class, including Giannis and Jokic and more. Damn. And let me wrap this up with this wrestling news. Y'all, according to Fightful Select, there's a number of people that have indicated to Fightful Select that Andrade has a very good lawyer, but didn't specify if he was fighting it. And I'm going to tell you what he's fighting in a minute. He's banned from the WWE for a year, it seems. That's why you haven't saw him on AEW. He can't show his face on there either anymore. The 90-day period is often referred to as a non-compete, but it's actually more of a notice of contract expiration as talent gets paid. A number of people have indicated to Fightful Select that Andrade has a very good lawyer, but didn't specify if he was fighting it. The 90-day period is often referred to as a non-compete. Oh, I just read that. I'm sorry. Fast forwarding, PW Insider reported that Andrade would not be getting paid during that non-compete. The conflicting element is that almost any court situation to fight it would extend past the 90 days. However, that's where things differ from the norm. Upon termination of this agreement by promoter for breach of the terms hereof, wrestler shall not work, appear, or perform in any capacity for any professional wrestling, sports entertainment, mixed martial arts, and or ultimate fighting organization. promotion, or entity not known or controlled by promoter. Damn. The WWE being petty as fuck, y'all. They don't want Andrade on television, and AEW didn't know the rules. That's basically what it breaks down to in a nutshell. Such period shall be 1 year from the date of such expiration of termination as specified by promoter in the notice of termination. Wow. Tony Khan was asked about this, and he said, yeah, I would just echo the sentiments again. When Andrade had initially left in 2023, I have a ton of respect for him, and I'm saying as much as I can say about it, but I appreciate you asking, and I'm excited to see what's next for Andrade. Hell, not a damn thing for the next year. He said, again, this is somebody that I think is just an incredible wrestler. I really enjoyed working with him in the past, and I'm excited to see what's next for him. Thank you for asking. That's Tony Khan. Tony Khan, he's probably going to get in trouble for this too, because he should have never put dude on television that night. He came back, took off a mask, and he was a part of the Don Callis family. And you haven't saw him on television since. Woo! And last but not least in wrestling, the WWE is using AI to take over their storytelling. How y'all doing, y'all? What's up, the Niner fans? All right, I'm going to cut this TikTok off if y'all keep leaving now. If y'all going to listen to me, y'all going to watch me, or y'all going to leave? Which one is it? I'm trying to give y'all the content, but I think y'all sometimes just want me to just read your comments. How y'all doing? What's up, O'Block Day Day? What's up, Flores G? GJ? You got it, man. Amen. I'm just trying to give a little wrestling news, and I've been talking about Andrade. He's banned from the WWE. John Cena is officially hanging it up in the ring in December 13th. Daily workout. Watching you right now. Thank you, Day Day. Appreciate that. What's up, Zach Attack? Saved by the Bell. All right, B. Wayne and Mikey. Hold on 1 second here, y'all. So look. This is tripped out, y'all. This is why you shouldn't buy another ticket and be a part of those sold out arenas in the WWE. This is why you should stop watching. This is why the ratings are dropping, and they're going to continue to drop even more. We all got to come together right here, y'all. We all got to come together. Thank you for the likes. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Cyrus Kawasari, did I say that right? Cyrus Kawasari was hired last month as the new Senior Director of Creative Strategy. He had previously been a producer for BuzzFeed from 2016 to 2022 and for One, the MMA company, from 22 until last month. He was introduced to the creative staff by Paul Levesque. In introducing him, Levesque said that Kawasari would lead WWE's transition to AI-based storytelling and integrate AI into creative services like video and graphics. He said that this shift is inevitable when it comes to creative and pro wrestling. Kawasari said he would both manage AI storytelling and be a liaison to the White House, as Levesque is taking on more duties in politics in some form. WWE has a contract with Writer AI, a platform which has already been fed WWE content. Yeah, I can tell. Thus far, the AI software has come up with one person with the knowledge of the situation called absurdly bad storylines. Yeah. And check this shit out. They already came up with a storyline. Let me tell you how silly it is, though. Because it's AI. They pitched a storyline where Bobby Lashley, who I guess AI thought was still with the WWE, could come back as a wrestler who was obsessed with Japanese culture and history. What the fuck? What? They pitched a storyline where Bobby Lashley, who was not in the WWE anymore, was still, they thought he was still with the company though. They pitched a storyline where Bobby Lashley would come back as a wrestler who was obsessed with Japanese culture and history. But the feeling is once bugs are worked out, that AI will begin to have major impact on storyline direction. So that's not saying that they're not going to stop because they said, oh, he doesn't work here anymore? Oh, my fault. No, they're just going to kind of work out the bugs and they're going to still go on with it. Wow. Y'all, the idea of Cena winning the Intercontinental title from Dominic Mysterio is real. The match right now is at Survivor Series, I'm being told, and it is being in play for the final match. That's going to be with Gunther. That has been discussed, according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter. And expect to see some call-ups to the SmackDown roster sooner rather than later to fill up the gaps left by recent injuries and to help freshen up the product. Well, they should have done that in the first damn place. And yeah, this is going to happen really soon because y'all, Jacob Fatu was injured. And I reported this yesterday. If y'all missed it, the content is up on the YouTube channel. Jacob Fatu is out until 2026. It's a non-wrestling injury. I don't know what happened. We haven't heard yet exactly what. But damn. He's out. Seth Rollins is out. First they said several months. Now they're saying 6 months. So that means Seth Rollins could be out all the way through WrestleMania. He could make an appearance, but that doesn't look like he's going to have a match. He had torn rotator cuff surgery. That usually could take anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks or 6 to 12 months, depending on the significant part of the injury. Vikings. I'm about to give you my picks in 1 minute, though, because I'm about to get into the NFL Week 7 picks right now. I just wanted to give you all that wrestling news. Will you still watch the WWE, ladies and gentlemen, if it is being ran by AI? Seriously? Hell no. Hell no. I won't. So it looks like my time is going to be winding down. I'm going to give them to the end of the year to wrap this shit up and make this shit better. If they don't, I won't be a part of the AJ Styles and Chris Jericho retirement tour. Although Styles deserves one, I would rather them just have a match. Jericho just needs a match. Triple H just does. He's lazy. He's not good at creative, and he's using these retirement tours to help him with his booking. And now he's using AI so he can go to the White House and continue his political demands. Why are you in politics? When did this come about? H. What's up? Damn, Paul Levesque. So he's no different from The Rock. To all the Rock haters who are saying, Rock, stay away. Don't you think it's time to say that about your boy Trips? Because he's not fully committed to this either. So that means those rumors are true, that he ain't been making all the Monday Night Raw and SmackDown shows. He's admitted to not being there to some shows. There's rumors that he falls asleep in Gorilla. He's been on public record talking about things that didn't even happen, and they question him about it and be like, oh, they didn't do that? Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't at the show, I didn't know. What? This has got to stop, y'all. Somebody needs to take over WWE creative that has the WWE future at its best interest. At one point, Paul Levesque was the right guy, but not anymore. Let him go do the White House with his mother-in-law or whoever else. Go, just go. All right, y'all. Man, we cooked, says Red Sour Patch. Can the Niners win the Super Bowl? I hope so. How was Jordan the GOAT? No, I'm not going to answer that. Not today. Just the number one, thank you. This guy, Aaron, thank you for joining. Mikey said that's what happens when you break the rules. Like, he did break the rules, didn't he? He's talking about Andrade. Hart is always eating well. That's right, B-Wayne. He is. Mikey said, because he in every UFC fight, that's Triple H you're talking about, I'm sure. And it's rumored for Orange Face guy to be at Cena's last match. He's talking about Trump. Yeah, that is true. Nick Chubb, Miami? Huh? Oh, the Texans are playing the Dolphins or something? Or I'm lost on that one, B-Wayne. They have the Jets next, the Bears, then back to Pittsburgh. They're going to lose in Pittsburgh the second time around, but they will be 4-3 before they do it. So I see them 4-4 in the next 3 weeks. Mikey? B. Wayne said trade him. He's not coming back. Man, this the Bengals we're talking about. They won't do anything that makes sense. They won't do anything logical. Dom ain't losing. I'm sorry, Cena. Don't need to go out like that. Oh, no. Cena's going to beat Dom. This is going to officially make him a Grand Slam champion. I'd be surprised if Dom beats Cena. That's like his hero. He's going to put him over. Tony Khan definitely going to get in trouble, too. Yes, he will. He will. I don't believe it till they announce something tonight. Don't believe what, Mikey? Fatu or Seth Rollins' injury? I think they're going to wait till Monday to vacate the World Heavyweight title. But I think this Seth injury is really legit this time. I can't even see how Triple H and Seth Rollins would think that we would fall for a second ruse. And as far as Jacob Fatu, if he's really hurt and they're still having a match tonight versus Drew McIntyre, that means one thing. That means they're going to write, Drew McIntyre's going to write Jacob Fatu off of television. Now, I don't know where the injury is, but just watch him. You'll be able to tell if he's favoring something, whatever body part he's favoring, that's where he's hurt at. They may not even have the match. They may just let him attack him on the way to the ring or something. But they're about to write him off TV tonight because they have not canceled the match. What are the WWE going to do now? I think the Seth thing is actually a blessing in disguise. Not that I want Seth Rollins to be hurt. I don't. That was a stupid move, that coast to coast that he tried anyway, with Cody being upside down on the turnbuckle. But it was time to end the vision. It really was. That wasn't going anywhere. The rumor is that they were going to do that for a whole nother year. Y'all would have left that shit alone. Y'all would have stopped watching before then, man. Your eyes would have been bleeding in the next couple of months. So we're not getting Rollins and Reigns at WrestleMania 42. Who cares? It's not a big deal. Which one I'm talking about is Jacob Fatu? Yeah, Fatu. Right. I got you, Mike. What's up, Raiders Drop? What's up, Mark? It's been a long season for me. I know, man. I know. Are you going to trade Max Crosby? I don't want Seth hurt either. He is y'all biggest tweener right now. Yeah, Seth is the new Triple H. And that's why Triple H fucks with him so tough. Seth Rollins works with whoever makes the most money. That's what he is. But he's never going to be the guy who draws the most money. He just works with the person who draws the most money. Same thing Triple H did with Stone Cold and The Rock. Okay, y'all, it's time to get into this NFL Week 7. And one more thing. Omos. Hopefully he comes back to the main roster. Man, damn. He showed up at an NXT house show. Omos made a tweet yesterday saying that his services are available. And Becky Lynch responded to that with the thinking emoji like, this would be great if Becky Lynch hired Omos and maybe some type of crew to get back at the Vision, or the Division, I should say. That's what they should call it. And get back at Braun and Braun Breaker. You're welcome, Paula Beck. Can we see Omos back on television? We're about to see some new faces. Oba Feeney could be next up to the main roster. They got to do something because there's literally nobody. And Cody has no opponents, once again. Fatu was supposed to be one of them after he got done with McIntyre. But now, nothing. If they don't turn Orton heel, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Okay, I think I gave y'all. Oh, and one more thing in wrestling. Let's take this time to give our condolences to Sheamus. He just lost his dog that he's had for a long time. His dog Betty or whatever passed away yesterday. So again, I got a dog. I know a lot of y'all probably got a dog. So in memory to Sheamus's dog. Rest in peace. Okay, NFL Week 7. The Bengals already beat the Steelers. Now, the first game we've got Sunday morning is the Jaguars at the Rams. Both teams at 4-2, but no Puka Nacua. Now, as good as Puka is, man, he will get hurt. He will get hurt. And he's hurt right now. He's not playing on Sunday. First Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, this season might be over. The Niners they're not giving up yet, though. They're not giving up yet, Sour Patch. We'll see. Who y'all got, Jaguars or the Rams? I'm going to go with the Jags here because no Puka Nacua. Everything the Rams do, is pretty much based around Puka. And so with him being out, I'm gonna say, what's up, Keith? How you doing, brother? I've been good, man. Hope all is well with you. Mikey said, facts. R.I.P. the shameless dog. That's rough. It is. Animals are like kids. They are. Jags don't play around. Yeah, you would say that when you're kid. Yeah, I got the Jags this week too. And again, hey, why not? Another loss for the Rams. That's a good thing for me. A great thing for me. Let's see here. After the Jaguars and the Rams, we've got the Eagles at the Vikings. This is a tough one right here. But y'all, in Minnesota, Brian Flores has had 2 weeks to game plan for Jalen Hurts. And this Eagle offense that has been very, very stagnant. I think I'm going to have to go with the Vikings here. Now, I know at some point the Eagles got to get back into it and snap out of it, right? After 2 straight losses. But the Vikings have had 2 weeks to prepare coming out of a bye. Now, J.J. McCarthy, I don't think is playing. He's still not quite ready. But Carson Wentz is what, 1-1 in J.J. McCarthy's absence. Kevin O'Connell, the quarterback whisperer. I think the Vikings will be fine. And since they're at home, I want to say that the Eagles' struggles continue 1 more week. And yeah, they very well could lose 3 straight. I know Mikey doesn't want to hear that, the Eagle fan. But I have this theory that A.J. Brown is getting traded by November 4th. Or could he get traded? I don't know. Kansas City, Buffalo, New England. As a matter of fact, make that New England my number 1 choice. Mike Vrabel's got great history with A.J. Brown. He was the coach of the Tennessee Titans when A.J. Brown was cooking to earn that contract that the Titans didn't want to give him. That's why John Robinson is not a general manager to this day. That was the dumbest thing that a general manager could do. And that's the reason why the Eagles have a Super Bowl now. I'm sure Titan fans would piss on his grave if he died today. That was terrible. Yeah, give me Mike Vrabel and the New England Patriots to acquire A.J. Brown. And a 3rd straight loss and a 3rd straight week of A.J. Brown saying something that he probably shouldn't say or tweeting something that he probably shouldn't tweet. I'm going to go with the Vikings to beat the Eagles. Sorry, Mikey. Okay, what else I got here? Raiders at Chiefs. Yeah, the Raiders are 2-4. That's only because they played the Titans last week. They're not going to win this game. I would be very surprised if they did. Are the Raiders going to start selling some of these players like Max Crosby? I don't know. But the Chiefs need this win. Rashid Rice comes back. I think they go back over 500 with the win to go up to 4-3. Give me the Chiefs at home. Saints at Bears. Well, I mean, the Bears just came off of a great road win against Washington. Now they're back at home against the Saints. The Saints, not as bad as the record looks, but they're much better at home. They ain't at home this week. I'm taking the Bears. And that will put the Bears at 4-2. And that puts more pressure on the Vikings and the Packers in the NFC North. How you feel about the Broncos? I'm going to get to them in 1 second. 1 second, Mike. Or Michaela. 1 second. Patriots at Titans. This is Mike Vrabel. Speaking of Mike Vrabel, this is his homecoming. But the Titans ain't doing nothing special for him. And why would they? He didn't win a Super Bowl for the Titans. So why pull out the red carpet? Amy Adams has got her own problems right now, and that is trying to figure out who they're going to replace Brian Callahan with. They fired him early this week. The first coach to get fired of the 2025 season. You know he had to be pretty bad. He got fired just like that. Now, Matt Nagy and Arthur Smith are linked to the Titans. I think they should go with a Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator in Buffalo, or maybe Eric Bieniemy. Bring him back from college. I think he's at UCLA or something calling plays. Bring him back to the NFL. And I would say Joe Brady, Mike McCarthy, those should be the names that the Titans go with. But they're probably going to get their asses kicked on Sunday, even though they're at home. The Patriots are hot. And I think they win and go to 5-2, putting more pressure on Buffalo. Just like the Bears will do when they beat the Saints. They'll put more pressure on the Packers in that division. Give me the Patriots big over the Titans. Dolphins at Browns. Both of them 1-5. Who cares? I'm not even picking that. Panthers at Jets. Okay, y'all. The Panthers are 3-3. They're 3-0 at home, but they're 0-3 away from home. Guess what? They're not at home this week. Yeah, they're going to New York, MetLife Stadium. I hope nobody tear anything, because that is like the worst turf in the NFL. They play at the Jets. The Jets are 0-6, and I think they're going to be 0-7. All the things that I said about the Panthers and the Giants are starting to come to fruition. I told y'all they may not make the postseason, but they're going to be on the cusp of a wild card spot. Maybe 8-9, 9-8. It's starting to look even more realer, because the Giants did not have a quarterback like I said they would. Ole Miss, Jackson Dart, and the development of Bryce Young, it's still been up and down. But the good thing is they can just hand that ball off to Rico Dowdle. And I think they'll continue to do that, because the Jets just can't get any offense going, and their defense is not as good as I thought it would be. So give me the Carolina Panthers to beat the Jets, and the Panthers will go over 500. You got to do it, Carolina. You got to do it. Keith said Panthers. Mikey said Patriots. Mikey said Bears for sure. Chiefs. Okay. Y'all making these picks with me. Okay, I see y'all. I see you. I think the Jets can get their first win, but I don't know. They could, because the Panthers have not won away from home, but y'all, the Panthers got to figure out a way to do this. They just got to. Now, they're only 1.5-point favorites, so even Vegas don't trust them to win this game. But the Jets have just been so bad, man. This is a trap game, though, for sure. The Jets could win this game if everybody bets on Carolina. I'm not going to bet, but I'm going to go with Carolina here. Give me the Panthers to go over 500 for the first time in how long? Probably a couple of years. I don't know. Colts at Chargers. This is a big game. This is a big game. The Chargers are at home, but the Chargers are so banged up. They got offensive line issues. They need a tackle. They could use 2 tackles. They ain't got the running backs. Everybody's on IR or in a walking boot. They need help, y'all. And Breece Hall is a running back that the Chargers are probably going to make a call for. But Aaron Glenn is so hell-bent on not trading him. We'll see. Aaron Glenn is going to be done. I think he's going to be one and done. He's been terrible this season as a coach. I'm not going to lie. And I hate to talk about anybody in my culture like that, but damn it, it's been bad. And that game in London did it for me. So that's why I'm picking the Panthers, too, over the Jets. Colts, Chargers. Now, the Colts are banged up. I mean, the Chargers are banged up, and the Colts are healthy as can be. But the Colts are kind of due for a loss at 5-1. I can see them losing. If they lose, they go 5-2. And the Chargers can win and go to 5-2. My theory in gematria is that every time 2 teams can have the same record at the end of the game, I bet on it. So even though the Chargers are really not working with a full deck of cards, that's one of the reasons why I think they still somehow can get the win. The Colts are wary of Derwin James, who dominated the conversation in the meetings this week. Derwin has been running around. Jonathan Taylor said when asked what sticks out about the Chargers, he said they got him in a lot of different spots. So you've got to keep your eye on him. He can wreck the game. I agree. But Tyler Warren leads all players at the position with 370 receiving yards. Man, this is a tough one, y'all. I think the Colts are the better team right now, but I'm going with the Chargers. Keith said Daniel Jones all the way. I think that's what most bettors would say too, most gamblers, and that's the reason why I'm going to go the other way. Y'all know how I get down. If everybody goes left, I'm going right. I do think the Colts are the better team. I'm going to say the Colts are nice this year. Give us the Colts. See, the reason why all of y'all are picking the Colts is the reason why they're going to lose. And that's not saying y'all don't know football, Mikey. Keith, I swear, that ain't it. Will be a good test for the Colts. I agree. The beer brief. Bucks over Lions. I'm going to get to that one, too. That's another good one. We got a few huge games, man. I'm going to say the Chargers win this game at home. One, because they need it, and two, well, I'm going with the theory of both of them being 5-2 at the end of the day when it's all said and done. I don't think they're better than the Colts right now. But look for Lad McConkey to have a huge day in fantasy for all my fantasy people. All right, Giants at Broncos. This is a tough one right here because the Broncos, as good as they've been, they still kind of look stagnant on offense. I mean, believe it or not, in London last week, the Jets had every chance to win that fucking game. The Jets are just terrible. Terrible clock management, terrible quarterback play, terrible play calling. I mean, it's just been atrocious. And Garrett Wilson is out. But they had a chance to win last week. So, I mean, the Broncos ain't that damn good offensively. It's their defense is what's keeping them in these games, and that's why they're 4-2. But yes, they're at home, but the Giants at 2-4, they got a good chance to come in here as underdogs and steal this win. I'm taking the Giants for the upset in Denver. I know nobody wants to do that. Not gonna lie, Broncos haven't played anybody good in my opinion. Now I'm with you, Mikey. They have not. Will be a good test for the Colts. I read that one already. Bucks over Lions. What's up, 40 Month 5? Thank you for the comment. Wild Bill, the beer brief, Sam, Prescott or Patty. I don't know, man. I don't do fantasy though like that. How you feel about the Broncos? I'm on the Broncos right now, Miguel. And I say that the Broncos are the better team and they should beat the Giants. However, y'all, I'll be looking at the way the gambling goes, the way the bets go. None of these games ever go the way you expect them to go. Or some, but most don't. Nobody's really going to bet on the Giants at 2-4 to come in a mile high and beat the Broncos. That's the reason why I'm going to take the Giants. Give me the Giants over the Broncos on the road, Jackson Dart. This is going to be huge. They'll go to 3-4, and that makes the Giants season, even more and more interesting. Y'all know I was high on the Panthers and the Giants when I did my predictions back in August. So in order for me to save face here a little, I kind of got to go with these teams. I'm picking the Giants to upset the Broncos. The Broncos ain't that good. They ain't played nobody. Their offense is not that good. And the Giants' defense is better than what people want to give them credit for. I'm taking the G-Men for the upset. Thank you for liking this live stream, Jordan Bradley. And I encourage everybody watching to share this live stream right now. Commanders at Cowboys. This should be a good one. NFC East rivalry. The Commanders are coming in off of a loss on Monday night. It's a short week, and they got to go to Jerry's World, to Dallas. Cowboys coming off of an embarrassing loss to the Panthers in Charlotte. I don't know, y'all. Why do I want to pick the Cowboys to win this game? CeeDee Lamb is going to return. Trey Diggs is out, but Trey Diggs ain't turning out to be that good anyway. Remember when we thought Trey Diggs and Sauce Gardner were going to be like good corners? I don't know if they're that good. And they both gotten paid, right? F the market. We got to stop overpaying these guys. Anyway, no Trey Diggs, but CeeDee Lamb is back. And on the flip side, Scary Terry McLaurin still is not playing for the Commanders. Jaden Daniels not having a sophomore slump, but he's not getting everything that he needs out of his receivers. And when Debo is your number one, that ain't a good thing. Y'all call me crazy, but I think I want to pick the Cowboys on this one. Who y'all riding with? Cowboys, can't believe I just said that. Me too, Keith. Mikey said, me too, Keith. Should I still sell Ferguson since Lamb coming back? No. He's a good security blanket. Jacobs for London. Man, y'all got to stop asking me these damn fantasy questions, y'all. I'm trying to make predictions just straight outright who's winning. I'm taking the Cowboys at home to beat the Commanders. And I think the Cowboys bounce back to 500. They'll be 3-3-1, which will put them over the Commanders, who will fall if they lose to 3-4. Moving on. Wow, I just picked the Cowboys to win. Well, I told y'all the Cowboys ain't going to be as bad as people think. Yes, the defense is bad, but don't be surprised if Dallas makes a trade for Max Crosby in the next week or two. I've heard rumors that the Cowboys are kicking the tires and they on the phone with the Raiders. Now, the Raiders won't do a deal with the 49ers, but they'll do a deal with the Cowboys. They're on the phone with the Raiders and the Bengals. And I think that with the 4 first-round picks they've got in the next couple of seasons, they could very well bounce back with one of these picks right now if they acquire Max Crosby or Trey Hendrickson. I think they win this game, and it'll give them more ammunition to make that trade. I sure hope Cowboy fans was here to hear me say this stuff. Packers at Cardinals. Y'all, the Cardinals are not that good. They're just not. They're just not. I don't know if Kyler Murray's going to return either. They're 2-4. Marvin Harrison Jr. left last week's game with an injury. A concussion. So I don't know if he's coming back either. But let's see here. Matthew Golden opportunity still on the low side, but that doesn't mean Jordan Love doesn't trust him. Will Johnson, is he coming back? The rookie corner from Michigan. He's given up 12 passes on 25 targets, 103 yards and 1 touchdown. He's doing a good job, obviously. Okay, I'm going to say, I don't know, man. I guess the Packers win this game. But look, Jacoby Brissett looked better than Kyler Murray did. This is a trap game for Green Bay. I'm not betting on this, but I kind of want to say the Cardinals win this game. I don't know if Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to play or not. I guess I'll go Packers. I guess. Falcons, 49ers. All right, y'all. Sunday Night Football. This is it. I'm picking the Niners. Duh. I know the Falcons are a good team, better than what people thought. Bijan Robinson, the best running back in football right now. Hell, the best football player in the world. It looks like it. And our hands will be full. Yes. No Bosa, no Fred Warner. I know, I get it. But I'm over it. George Kittle's coming back. That's what nobody's talking about. That means we may be able to run block better. That means we may be able to run the ball a little better. And then, if we do that in the Shanahan offense, everything else just works itself out because it's a complementary offense. And the domino just fall and they all fall. I think the Niners win this game. It was set up for the Falcons to upset the Bills so everybody could pick the Falcons to beat the 49ers because, we're depleted. But I got the Niners winning, and I think that we will go to 5-2, and this won't hurt the Falcons so much. I don't know if they catch the Buccaneers anyway, but I say they lose. They go 3-3. If we can just make Michael Penix one-dimensional, we'll be okay. We will have our hands full with Drake London, Bijan, I get it. But the best defense that we've had this year is Kyle's play calling and keeping the defense off the field by having long, sustainable offensive drives. Mac Jones is going to be playing again. I like that. And I think we'll be fine. Give me the Niners to win. Keith said Falcons by 3. All right, I got you. I shouldn't even be saying that, but if we played each other this regular season, it's F y'all. I got you, Mikey. Much respect. Thank you, man. It's low-key a trap game. Which one is a trap game? The Niners and Falcons? Will the Rams defeat the Jaguars if the Coop? Yeah, I already talked about that one, Dre. I got the Jags winning that one. The Rams are a different team without Puka Nacua. Everything they do offensively is around Puka. So with him not playing, I got to go with the Jags. Bang, bang, motherfucker. What's up, JJG? Welcome back to the Great Debate Show, baby. Bang, bang, right back at you. We're going to win Sunday night, right? Who you got, JJG? What's up, Quest 46? What's up, Cesar? Y'all, this phone is about to go dead, so I'm going to have to wrap this thing up. I pretty much said everything I needed to say. If you want the college football picks for week 8, that episode is on the YouTube channel right now. Go check out all that content. Jacob Fatu, Seth Rollins injury. These guys are out for a while into 2026. What is the WWE going to do now with the storytelling? What happens with CM Punk? I got all that coverage on these episodes on the YouTube channel. And the WWE is using AI for storytelling. At least they're about to start. Wow. I think we can all agree it's time to stop watching wrestling. Let Triple H go do his politics, and he's going to let AI take care of the booking. If that's not a big FU to the fans, I don't know what is. Jags are missing key defensive players, though. Oh, now that I didn't know, Cesar. That I didn't know. But I'm still picking the Jags. Yeah, the Rams are missing a key offensive player in Puka Nacua. I'll do the Monday Night Football games Sunday night. I'll be here Sunday night after the NFL games. I'll be back tonight after Friday Night SmackDown. And we'll talk about what's next. Will we see somebody from the NXT move up to the main roster tonight? What are they going to do with Jacob Fatu? I think McIntyre kicks his ass and writes him on television. And when are we going to hear about Seth Rollins and his World Heavyweight title? Will it be vacated tonight, or will they wait till Monday? Can Omos come back to television? All of that and more tonight. The 49ers can stop Bijan, they win. Oh, if they can. Agreed. Everybody's going to bet on him in the parlays, prop bets. Watch him have like 70, 80 yards rushing. They're playing with the bets, y'all. That shit ain't real. When it comes down to the money, as long as betting is a thing like it is today, you can't trust these games to work out the way you think they will go. It's not that y'all don't know football. It's just that they playing with the bets. So it can look like y'all don't know football because they want our money. Take it all. I'm not watching WWE either. If they go fully AI, that's dumb. Hey, man, I wouldn't lie to you. That's what they're planning on doing. I gave you the name of the motherfucker that Paul Levesque is hired, and he's came out and said, this is what we're going to do so Triple H can go do his politics. Wow. Y'all got to say fuck him just like y'all said fuck The Rock. Okay? He's not committed to wrestling anymore either, just like The Rock can't be. I think The Rock still comes back and he will be the new Vince McMahon on television. The final ball stuff will work. I just think I think it's still going to happen in the next year or two once he's done all of his all the movies that he's committed to. Once that's done, I think it'll be a wrap. Okay, y'all, I got to get out of here. Y'all have a great Friday. I will see you all tonight at the Friday Night Crackdown, if it's worth talking about. Until we meet again, y'all be safe. Peace. Make sure you follow on all the platforms because you never know what hook might pop back up. Peace. I'll be back tonight, immediately after SmackDown. And shout out to the Dodgers, baby. Shout out to the Dodgers. Shout out to the Dodgers and shout out to the Blue Jays who have now came back. I'll be back tonight, y'all. Face guys show, he better make sure he doesn't do Washington, D.C. Gonna be crazy. Mike, you have a good time at that show, man. Y'all come on back with me and join me tonight after Friday Night Crackdown. I mean SmackDown. Y'all be good.